Learning Zeilu Nishmas Etta Ahuva Bas Yaakov Maseches Gitin Perek Gimel Mishna Vav Hamaybe Get Medinas Hayam V'Chala Oisa Bezdin. So here we're talking about Medinas Hayam. So he does have to say B'fanei Nechtav. So only way to make another shliach is B'fnei Bezdin. Umeshal Chavoim Lefnei and B'fanei Nechtav. The ain't shliach achron tzarich shiyim b'fanei nechtav. So therefore, just the first shliach will do it in front of bezdin, and then afterwards, alo omer shliach bezdin ani. Then the second shliach just says shliach bezdin ani. By him saying shliach bezdin, so then we could assume that everything was done behechsherei. Mishnah, and he could continue and bring the get, and that shliach can make another shliach, and so on ad meya until 100, as long as they're all in bezdin, and the last shliach has to say shliach bezdin ani. Mishnah Zayin. Amalve mois es hakoyim es alevi ves ani. If someone lent money to a kohen, levi, or ani, lios mafresh aleya mechelke, and when he wants to get paid back, instead of him collecting the money, he'll take his trumas and meiser that he was supposed to give to the kohen or the levi, or his meiser ani that he was supposed to give to the meiser ani, and he could sell the truma to someone, and the money, or by meiser risha meiser ani, he could just hold it for himself, and that money he'll use as payment for his chayv. And we could assume, the Mishnah is saying, mafresh aleim b'cheska shein kayam, you could assume that the kohen, levi, and ani are still alive. You don't have to assume that maybe they died or that the ani became rich. So the Gemara asks, what is the kinyan over here? That how does this work? If he gave it to the kohen and took it back from the kohen, so then I understand how it works. But over here, what makes it that he's able to use this as piron for his chayv if he never gave it in the first place to the kohen? So the Gemara says three to either we're talking about makire kuhuna, that he used to give it to the same kohen every time. So Rashi explains, so therefore all the other kohenim are masiach das, they have no das of getting it, and therefore we look at it command yadayu as if it got to the hand of the kohen. The second pshat in the Gemara is that he was taka mezaker al yidei achar, so he made a kinyan, and the third pshat is going like Rabbi Yosi, that also shein zeicha, he holds that even though the other person did not actually get it, we look at it as if he got it. Mesu, let's say the kohen levi or ani taka died, tzarich lito rishos min hayarshim. So now you need to take permission if you want to go ahead and use this as piran yerchayv. You need to take permission from the yarshim, and we're talking about yarshim, the yarshin karka. The Gemara explained it could be any amount of karka, because even though metaltali the asmi loy mishtabdi, but as soon as they have a little bit of karka, so technically you could collect that karka, and then when the yisaimim are paid back, so they give you money and then they take the karka back, you could again go ahead and take this karka back. So as long as there's a little bit of karka, you could collect the whole chayv based on that karka, as long as you have permission from the yarshim. If the hava originally happened in front of bezdin, then you don't need to take rishus from the yarshim. Rashi explains because there's a koyach of bezdin that they felt that it was beneficial for kohenim and leviim to get loans, that they'd be willing to have this deal. It's for their benefit that they could get these loans, and therefore, when they die, such a case, the Bezdin will allow the Malvet to use the Trumas and Maisis as piroyim for their Chayiv. It's beneficial for them. But the Gemara explains that's dafka for a Kohen or a Levi, but by an Ani, they didn't make such a takana for in a case where the Ani becomes a Asher, and the Gemara says, because Misa Shchicha Avdi takana, Misa, which is shchiach, they made a takana, but Ashiris is not shchiach, so they didn't make a takana. The Gemara brings a memra that people used to say over. They would say mace. If your friend says that someone dies Asher, then you could believe him. But it's Asher loisa Asher. If someone says that someone became rich, then don't believe him. So since it's not shchiach that a person became rich, so they didn't make a takana. Even if you made the halba b'fnei bezdin, you would still need to take rishos from hayarshin in order to collect meiser ani from a ani that died.